Hey children, how are you? Welcome back to your own channel. Today we will start another poem, Animals, written by Walt Whitman. Now, who is Walt Whitman? Walt Whitman is a great American poet, journalist, essayist, so on and so forth. Right. Now, he has written Animals. Now, children, what do you mean by animals? Animals meaning any cat, any bird, any doggy, any puppy, like this. Right. We know we are surrounded by all the animals. Fine. So, here the poet tries to differentiate the mindset, the requirements of an animal and a human being. How? For animals, they wake up in the morning, they search for food on a regular basis, they just eat their food and then they are satisfied. Whereas if you talk about human beings, we are never satisfied in terms of getting the materialistic things. Once we get one thing, second time we just eager for more to get. We just expect more to get. So that's how our needs, our satisfaction cannot be fulfilled at any point of time. So this is what the poet Walt Whitman tries to express in this poem. Now I will be reciting the whole poem and explain it with my words. Okay. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. Here it means the poet Walt Whitman says that he can live with animals. Here the poet actually wants to say that he wants to live with animals than any other human being. Why? Because an animal is much more placid. Placid means peaceful and self-contained. The animal is confined to itself. I am using it because for animals we use it. Fine. So, animal is confined to itself. It does not long for more things to earn, more things to get. Right. Then what the poet writes? I stand and look at them long and long. Somewhere the poet is standing and gazing at the animals for a longer period of time. The poet is seeing the animals and their behavior for a longer period of time. Now, what the poet writes in next line? They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. That means this word they refers to animals. They do not sweat. That means the animals do not complain what they do not have. The animals never say, I cannot earn this much money, I cannot go to a good school, I cannot visit the US. All this kind of longings, all this kind of pipe dreams, unfulfilled dreams cannot be spoken by the animals. Their need is very much limited. Their need is only to fulfill their stomach, to eat on a regular basis so as to alive. Nothing more than that they aspire for. All I want to say with the words of the poet. Now they do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Here in this line, the poet wants to say that the animals do not mourn, do not complain about their wrongdoings. The day has been spent very bad. I had a quarrel with this man. All this kind of elements, all this kind of thoughts are not welcomed by the animals. They do not get into any kind of argument, controversy or brawl, nor do they wake up at night thinking about the whole day, how it had gone and how many times he had been indulged into controversy, argument and so on and so forth like this. So the animals do not get bothered of thinking all this nonsense. The poet wants to say this. So this is a good quality of animals. They do not get into any kind of trouble. Their world, their realm, their domain is confined to themselves. Okay. Now in next line, they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented, the mania of owning things. Here the poet wants to say that the animals do not do very good things to any of the other animals, and then they say that he had done all these good things to other animals. He had done this much thing to that or this. No, nothing like that. If any good thing has been done by human beings, it is the tendency of human beings to speak about their good things to other people as well, so that this is how they can earn a good reputation in front of the other people. Okay, but then this quality of being good, of being the best as an animal, of being good is absent among animals. They do not get bothered of their reputation in front of anyone. They are very independent. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. The animals do not own any of the materialistic things. That means the animals do not have the cars to drive. The animals do not have a big house or castle or mansion to live in. So they are fully deprived of all this kind of luxuries, and at the same point of time they are not getting bothered of not having all this kind of luxuries. They do not get bothered. They are not irritated of having all this kind of luxuries at any point of their life. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. The poet wants to say that there is no reputation among themselves. That means among animals there is no one who is superior, who is inferior, or someone is mediocre or middle one. There is nothing like that. There is no hierarchy. Hierarchy is mainly seen among human beings. He is from rich family, another person is from middle class family, and then someone is from lower strata of society. So this kind of distinction, discrimination, all these things are highly absent among the animals. They do not know how to discriminate themselves, isn't it? So no one considers, so among animals there is no who is called Guruji, who is called priest, who is called Panditji. Have you seen any time? a crow has gone to a priest for seeking forgiveness? Have you seen any time a cow has gone to church for having a tranquil mind or peaceful mind? No, because all these aspects can be correlated in the context of human beings, but then in the context of animals, they are fully natural, they are fully liberated, there is no restriction, they are not following any of the decorum imposed by the human beings, that this is good or this is superior, this is inferior. They are themselves as genuine as they are, they are as genuine as they are. So there is no higher strata of animals, lower strata of animals, or like this. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So there no animal is unhappy or respectable on the whole earth. That means everyone is happy with their own state. Okay. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself, they evince. They plainly in their possession. Therefore, the poet, this is how he tries to correlate himself with the animals. Actually, it is the quality of this very poet, Walt Whitman, who actually wants, who actually likes, who actually loves to be loved and to love the animals' behavior, their pattern of living. So the poet himself thinks that he is quite more related to animals than the human beings, and this is how the animals, they refers to animals can express themselves in terms of getting the possession like things. Okay, I mean to say their need, animals, the need of the animals are very much minimal, very much optimal. It is not huge in amount. Okay, the poet wants to say like this. And at last two lines, what the poet wants to say, let's read. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? That means the poet wants to say that it is the human beings who had contentment, innocence, simplicity, truthfulness at one point of time. Not this time, 21st century, but maybe many years before. The poet is thinking that the good qualities of human beings, including contentment, innocence, truthfulness, all these traits, all these qualities used to be having by the human beings long back, maybe 1000 years ago. Then poet is asking, did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So the poet is asking if he had. Now the poet asked if he had all the good qualities, including contentment, innocence, simplicity, truthfulness, long back, not now, and are all these qualities possessed by the human beings now taken away by the animals? Now, had the animals got all these good qualities which used to be possessed by the human beings? So the poet ended here by asking this question. Now I let you know some of the meanings of typical words. The first one is whine, W-H-I-N-E, it means complain. Second one is demented, demented means crazy. Then mania. Mania means irresistible motive. Then evince. Evince means express. Let's talk about some of the literary devices. The first one is they do not sweat and whine about their condition. You see here at the third line, they do not. Again, it is written, they do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Again, there is written, they do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. So 3 times we are getting they do not, they do not, they do not. That means it just goes to show the use of repetition. The use of repetition. Fine. Now, again one more literary device you will get. They do not make me sick. So here in make me sick, only in make me you get to hear of consonant sound that is repeated. That means it is the indication of alliteration where the consonant sound is repeated. Fine. Then at the second last line you will get, I wonder where they get those tokens. So here wonder where. So it again goes to show the sign of alliteration because wonder where. These 2 letters are of course consonant, and if the consonant sound is repeated twice, it will be called alliteration. So I hope guys you people have enjoyed and learnt a very good lesson that it is the human beings who should be limited with their needs. They should not be longing for more and more worldly pursuits. Their needs should be satisfied with their much needed things, minimal needed things, and all these lessons can be learnt by observing any animal that lives nearby us. Okay, so I hope guys you have enjoyed the video and learnt a good lesson. If you feel any doubt, do ask me in the comment section. Like the video, give comments in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your time.